American Indians with disabilities who seek employment often walk alone on a frightening path where their own skills and abilities are not easily recognized. Assisting tribal members with disabilities in preparing for and obtaining employment based on each individual's abilities and interests is the mission of the tribal vocational rehabilitation programs located across the state of Oklahoma. Oklahoma Tribal Vocational Rehabilitation Programs provide culturally appropriate services to any eligible American Indian. In order to receive services, you must be a member of a federally recognized tribe and live within the Tribal Vocational Rehabilitation Service area. You must be able and willing to gain employment after receiving vocational rehabilitation services. Once you're determined eligible, you and your VR counselor will develop a written plan based on your specific needs. Types of services may include guidance and counseling, physical and mental restoration, training services, rehabilitation technology, job placement, and other goods or services that are determined necessary to help you go to work. Each Oklahoma Tribal Vocational Rehabilitation Program has a working partnership with the State of Oklahoma Department of Rehabilitation Services. As a consumer, you have the option to work with both programs during the rehabilitation process.
It was not just a working relationship between them, but it was a team effort. They kept each other apprised of my support system, which was a large number of agencies.
The VR process unfolds into 7 steps. They are application, evaluation, determination of eligibility, planning, receiving VR services, employment, and post-employment services. Step 1, application. When you meet with your counselor for the first time, the counselor will explain the rehabilitation process and gather information such as medical history, work history, education, training, abilities, interests, needs, and employment goals.
I asked what their interests are and what type of work experience they had before, and what would they be interested in.
And we'll just sit and discuss your goals, how your impediment affects your ability to work, and what you feel that your needs are to be employable.
You will also be informed of your rights and responsibilities, including confidentiality of your personal information, steps required to appeal counselor decisions, and access to the Client Assistant Program, which acts as a client advocate.
I like the idea that he was sensitive to privacy and was respectful of how I felt, and he was respectful of my needs. And I didn't have to worry about put-downs. I didn't have to worry about judgment. I could be real free in how I spoke to him, and he seemed to understand what I was going through.
You can speed up the application process by bringing information that is available to you, such as medical, psychological, and education records to your first meeting. The counselor will need the names of your doctors or therapists and any medication you are taking. If this information is not available, you may be asked to sign release forms that permit your physician to provide medical records to the VR office. Step 2, evaluation. The Tribal VR program will evaluate your disability to decide if you are eligible for services. If additional tests are needed, the counselor may arrange an appointment with a physician, psychologist, or other healthcare professionals. Step 3, eligibility. There are many disabilities ranging from depression and chemical dependency to disabilities resulting from accident or illness. Just having a disability does not necessarily mean you are eligible for VR services. The disability must make it very difficult for you to get or keep a job. Step 4, plan for employment. If you are determined eligible for a tribal VR program, The next step will include you and your VR counselor developing a written individualized plan for employment, or IPE. At this point, your tribal counselor and State Department of Rehabilitation counselor may work with you together if you are receiving services from both programs.
And we're going to sit down and we're going to determine what you're going to need to be successful. If it's a 2-year college degree, if it's daycare, if it's transportation. And we're going to plan out these services together. Once we agree on these services and this is how you're going to reach your goal, then we'll both sign this agreement and start you on your path to employment.
Your VR counselor will provide information about choices you have in developing the plan. The IPE is a written record of services that will help you prepare for, find, keep, or return to an employment goal based on your abilities, interests, resources, and informed choice.
I am just showing you or laying out different options. It's your choice to pick whichever direction you go.
It is very important that you are involved in the planning and following through with the IPE for you to succeed in reaching your employment goal.
Since I was asking them for help, I thought, well, they're going to tell me what to do, but it was me telling them what I want to do, and they just were there to help me to make it clear how I could accomplish that, because they wanted me to succeed at what I was wanting to do.
After you and your counselor sign the IPE, you will get a copy. If your needs change while you're in the vocational rehabilitation program, your plan may be changed. You may ask for a review of your plan at any time.
If there's a situation with the consumer as far as wanting to do something different than the amendment to the IPE is made.
Step 5, VR services. Many different services are available to help you reach your employment goal. Your VR services will probably be different from those received by others, because the services outlined in your IPE are based on your individual needs and goals. Your VR counselor will discuss with you the different services that are available to reach your employment goal.
We're here to serve you, so we want to know what you want to do. We want to make that possible for you, and we have all these different ways to make that possible.
Whatever it is that we can do to help you succeed, that's what we're going to do for you.
Services may include training, resource information, assistive technology, employment placement, and traditional healing. Throughout the VR process, counseling and guidance will be provided to you by your VR counselor. Training includes vocational, on-the-job, personal and vocational adjustment training, job search skill development, and job coaching. Assistive technologies such as telecommunication, sensory, and other rehabilitation equipment may be provided to help you function more effectively in the workplace. Information and referrals also are provided to help you get appropriate services from other agencies. Employment services, including job search, placement, and follow-up services, may help you find and keep suitable employment in your chosen career. The uniqueness of the tribal VR programs is the alternative to provide traditional healing services, such as a medicine man or woman, or participating in a ceremonial sweat lodge and other cultural services. A limited number of traditional medicine men and women are still living today. Healing practices are gifts, and these gifts are passed down only to those who will continue to help others. At the request of the consumer, a medicine man or woman may be called upon to provide services that may be used in the treatment of substance abuse, chronic pain, and physical illness. The specifics of each treatment are very private in nature. Step 6, employment. The goal of vocational rehabilitation is to help people with disabilities find suitable employment. Although you must take responsibility as a consumer, your VR counselor will assist you every step of the way, including your search for a job.
I would help you with interviewing skills, a resume preparation, and if there's any other additional referrals that I could make to other agencies or other individuals, I'll also do that.
It is important to let your counselor know when you start work at a new job. Once you go to work, your counselor will continue to help you and provide additional services needed for 3 months. Generally, your VR case will be closed after you have worked successfully for 90 days. Step 7. Post-employment services. If your situation changes and you lose or have trouble keeping your job, you may go back to the VR office for more help. Post-employment services may be available to help you keep your job, get your job back, move ahead on your job, or move to a better job.
They will put that light inside, to where you start directing your life again. I mean, you start making the choices that you feel you've lost. And so that gives you that independence, and that gives you that empowerment that you have control of your life again.
Oh, it's made me a better person, more confident. I'm a better mother, a better grandmother.
It has totally changed my life around. I'm very grateful for what they've done for me.
I had almost given up pursuing higher education when they kind of came to my rescue, and I'm ever grateful to them.
They brought me up, made me feel better about life and having a job, and I can do it, and I know I'm strong enough to do it.
Delivering culturally appropriate VR services to any tribal members living in Oklahoma is a very important part of the VR process. It gives American Indians the confidence needed to better share their talents and abilities with the entire community. Oklahoma Tribal VR programs are here to serve you. For more information, call the nearest Tribal Vocational Rehabilitation Office or the State Department of Rehabilitation Services. The Apache Tribal VR Program in Anadarko, 405-247-7494. The Cherokee Tribal VR Program in Tahlequah, 918-453-5004. The Cheyenne and Arapaho Tribal VR Program in El Reno, 405-422-7617. The Chickasaw Tribal VR Program in Ada, 580-436-0553. The Choctaw Tribal VR Program in Hugo, 877-285-6893. The Delaware Tribal VR Program in Oklahoma City, 405-632-3749. The Iowa Tribal VR Program in Perkins, 888-336-4692. The Muskogee Creek Tribal VR Program in Okemah, 888-367-2332. The Oklahoma Department of Rehabilitation Services. Statewide call 800-845-8476. This video is presented by Oklahoma Tribal Vocational Rehabilitation and the Oklahoma Department of Rehabilitation Services.